Good evening, Blues. Stephen here, back with another video. It's the eve before Manchester City head to the Allianz Arena to play Bayern Munich, 3-0 up from the first leg in a massive, absolutely huge and monstrous Champions League quarter-final. 3-0 up was incredible last week, and we've got a chance now to finish the job and get 1 foot in the semi. Well, not 1 foot, 2 feet in the semi-finals, which should be fascinating, man. I'm really looking forward to this game of football more than I should be. Currently, there are no nerves, and it sounds really weird, but I think it's because I trust this team to do it. But it's still, my nerves are not. We can't underestimate how big a game of football this is for Manchester City. If we beat these, we will feel like we can take on the world, understandably as well. You cannot put down just how big a game of football this really is for Manchester City right now, and for Guardiola, and what these players could potentially achieve. And I trust him. I just do trust him, and I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm really looking forward to it. I've got a feeling we could see another Man City masterclass potentially. It's going to be a really fascinating night, and of course I will be here for the watch along tomorrow. But today, we look at the game ahead of time and we talk about it and we try and get through it, try and predict the team, see the mood and all that kind of stuff. And I can't wait, man. Do hit the like on this video if you are a fan of this kind of content. And of course, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Once again, this video is brought to you by the wonderful people over at Circl. Circl is a sweepstake app where basically you can get involved with a chance to win some money. The current new thing is the 5-match millions, where you can win £1 million. You got to play for £2 to enter, but the deal itself is absolutely wonderful. If you won, it'd be incredible. I'll show you it works right now on screen. So the way it enters, you've got 3 days to enter for the weekend's game. You pay, it's £2 to enter. All you've got to do is pick 5 numbers and then hope that your numbers come up and you can win £1 million. So basically, there you go. Match 1, you pick a number. Match 2, etc., etc. And every single time something happens in the game, the pot moves around. For example, a goal, the pot moves 4 places forward. A substitution might move it back 1 or whatever. And the idea is that you hope you picked the right number when full-time whistle blows. And your numbers, if they're all picked out, so there's your numbers. For example, you win the £1 million. But it's not just £1 million. You get money if you get numbers correct, full stop. So the more numbers you get, the more money you can win. So you can enter right now. And the games this weekend are Fulham Leeds, Brentford Villa, Leicester Wolves, Liverpool Forest, Palace Everton. Good luck if you enter. And if you wanted something a little bit earlier than that, they've got the Shifter tomorrow, which is a really good, fun little game. The way this works out, once again, is the jackpot is paid out to the winner at full time. Only 5 people currently in, so you want to enter, click the link in the description below. And the simple way is you got to be at the top with the right top of the circle when full time goes and to win. So I'll be paying attention tomorrow during the live stream. Once again, these are the rules that shift it around. Get involved. Click the link in the description. You've got to be 18 plus. And UK based to enter. Good luck to all involved. So, you sound worried, man, are you? Marcel, mate, not at all, mate. I'm not even remotely worried about the game tomorrow. Mainly because I think 3-0 is a ridiculously good lead. Doesn't mean you can't go wrong, but I'm genuinely really, really confident. I just trust this team. I was confident last week before the first leg, so why wouldn't I be confident before the second leg? The way I feel about this game is I can't imagine Manchester City not scoring. I just can't. I see City scoring in this game. I see us scoring because I think Bayern Munich have to come out and be aggressive at us. And if Bayern Munich come out and be aggressive, it's on them to try and win the game. And I see City these days, they're a good transition team. We never used to be a counter-attacking team, but now when you've got Jack Grealish, you can run forward at more pace than people give him credit for. Kevin De Bruyne is great on the counter. We've got Erling Haaland's pace. We've got such a willingness to move the ball so directly now that I think that makes us a very terrifying prospect. And I do actually think we'll pick them up, basically. Bayern, of course, were good against us, but not excellent, and City were better. So I feel like this is very much on Bayern. The pressure is all on them. It isn't on Manchester City. We have that 3-0 buffer, which is massive. Of course, there's no away goals, so that doesn't really help us there. But still, 3-0, they've got to come out and try and batter us. They're absolutely capable. Do not make that mistake. If we can beat them 3-0, they can beat us 3-0. They absolutely can. But I just don't see a world where Manchester City don't score. Touch wood and all that kind of stuff. It doesn't seem to feel likely to me that City won't score with the quality of KDB, and Grealish on fire at the moment, Bernardo, Mahrez, Haaland and so on. It just seems a bit like it just seems a bit implausible, doesn't it? Like, I don't know. I'm quite relaxed about it. Do, of course, let me know in the comments how you feel about the game. Are you confident? Are you not confident? I think we should be, though. I think this Manchester City side right now, when you look at the form that Manchester City are in, it's just remarkably impressive. Of course, a 3-1, a 3-0, a 4-1, a 4-1, a 6-0, a 7-0, a 1-0, a 2-0, a 3-0, a 4-1. It's 10 wins in a row at the moment, and we are absolutely on fire. And we're looking at a bunch of fixtures here, Bayern away. We could get to the semi-finals of the Champions League. Sheffield United at Wembley. We could get to the final of the FA Cup. And if we beat Arsenal... that would put us... Let's have a look where it put us. Have they got to play before us, Arsenal? They have to play on Friday night before us. Yeah, they do have to play one more game before us. So they could be... They would be ahead of us, but all of a sudden it makes us favourites for the Premier League title, which would be huge. Absolutely huge. So... That's how I feel about it, man. I feel like if we beat Arsenal, beat Bayern, or at least go through against Bayern, all of a sudden we're looking down a wonderful run of form. We're in a final, we're favourites for the Premier League, and we're in the semi-finals, potentially favourites against Real Madrid. It's a really fascinating time to be a City fan. And I'm excited, man. I could tend to be nervous, but there's something about this Manchester City side. You just sense there's a spirit to them. There's a determination. There's just a fucking drive to this Manchester City side. There is a real grit. You go throughout this team and you look at the players that played against Bayern, and all I see is a bunch of players with just quality and the right mental focus. And the one thing that struck me the other day when I was looking at the lineup is there are so many people there who aren't captains, probably could captain size. I mean, Ake's captain size, Diaz is captain size, John Stones definitely has, De Bruyne is captain size, Gundogan has, Jack Grealish captain Aston Villa at one point, Erling Haaland, if he's not already a captain of Norway, he will be one day. I don't know if he is. Akanji's the kind of guy who one day will probably captain Switzerland or something like that. Akanji's known for his composure and intelligence. Bernardo Silva, while not a captain, is the kind of guy you could trust to lead into war. The whole team is just full of players who take responsibility. And that's the thing that really stands out for me, that they are all... Ederson, he's not really a captain, but he definitely takes responsibility. Whether it's always right responsibility or not, you can't deny this whole bunch of players now they're fearless, and they are all, Rodri... Look at the battlers in that team, man. Akanji's a battler. He is. Ederson's a battler. We know he is. Diaz, Ake, Stones, Rodri, Bernardo, De Bruyne, Gundogan, Grealish. They're all just such determined, focused professionals. And there's a real confident, intelligent vibe about this Manchester City side that I really, really admire right now. And that's what makes it so difficult for them. I mean, look at that quality of that Bayern side. Sane, Musiala, Coman, Gnabry, Goretzka, Kimmich, Alphonso Davies, De Ligt, Upamecano, Pavard. But they're still Manchester City with a better side. They also had a disappointing result against Hoffenheim at the weekend. They were all over them, to be fair. Pavard scoring, but still it was a 1-1 draw against the team, in Hoffenheim, who aren't exactly, setting the world on fire right now. Hoffenheim currently in 13th in the Bundesliga. And that was a big drop of points there for Bayern, with Dortmund closing them down potentially. How did they line up in that game? Let's have a quick look against Hoffenheim. There was a few changes, not loads. Muller came back in. Pavard played Cancelo. A couple of changes there. And I suspect we'll see the same again. With Bayern, obviously, Upamecano, he might not play because he was fucking shocking against us. He might play, he might not. I don't know. Mane won't be playing. Of course, Mane and Sane... They got into a fight in the dressing room. Mane's been fined £300,000 by Bayern Munich for punching Leroy Sane. Good old-fashioned fisticuffs, man. You don't see that very often these days. I think there's also been the slight boon for them that Choupo-Moting is potentially available. I think he's back in training according to some reports. So I won't be surprised if they see him at some point if they need some goals. I think Pavard will definitely play. Cancelo could be back into this. Davis potentially, maybe on the bench maybe. Is he suspended? Davis or something like that. I can't remember, but I remember hearing something about maybe Alphonso Davies not playing, but Cancelo could play against us. That would be interesting, wouldn't it? Leroy, of course, was excellent against us and was a real threat. I wouldn't be surprised if we see him again because he pretty much deserves to play in this game of football. So, onto the quotes from the press conference. Ilkay Gundogan and Guardiola were up, of course. Gundogan talked about his City future. He said there are talks in the background. I think it's normal. But without going into too much detail, there's nothing decided yet. So the talks continue. And if there's a decision, you guys will be the first to know. We want to play our style and be clinical. Everything's possible. The Champions League is special. We're taking it very seriously. And we know that we're playing against one of the best teams in Europe. That's how we're approaching this game. We'll get on to his talks about the Bayern game in a minute. But first, talk about that. I wonder if he's decided yet about his future. There are rumours today about him basically agreeing to go to Barcelona potentially for less money because he's aware of the financial state of them. But he's also apparently a little bit reluctant given their struggles to register people. I don't know. Gundogan will be a massive loss if he goes. Absolutely huge loss. We got to hope he doesn't go because he's just too big a player. But I think we probably accept that this could happen. It could happen. I think he fancies a new lifestyle choice there. I wouldn't blame him. Talking about the Champions League, he said the further you get... I mean, when I say I wouldn't blame him, by the way, I mean, he's at an age where now he's got a young family. You might just fancy the Spanish sun somewhere, you know. He's done a lot of Manchester City, especially if he goes out as a Champions League winner. You know, go out on a high, Ilkay. I don't want him to go. But I don't blame any player at a certain age if they fancy a new country is what I'm getting at. You know, Bundesliga, Premier League, you might fancy Spain. I wouldn't blame him for that. He said the further you get in Champions League, the bigger the hunger to win it. I was close at Dortmund in 2013, and most of the squad was close a couple of years ago, but it wasn't to be, which increases the desire to get back to the final and win the trophy. We don't talk about that day, mate. He said about Tuchel, I think it's a matter of time before you watch him and say, wow, hopefully not tomorrow, though. The good news, of course, is Phil Foden is back. Guardiola touched on this. He said, we are delighted. It's definitely good news for us. He's trained just one training session, but we decided that he will travel with us and be on the bench, which is great news. He said, of course, not 90 minutes because of his physicality. He doesn't need many training sessions to be fit. So that's good. Basically, Phil Foden is back. He's already in great shape, according to Guardiola, which that to me says he'll be playing against Sheffield United, I reckon, at the weekend. But the fact that Foden's on the bench, if we need him, is wonderful stuff. He adds an awful lot of quality and versatility to our forward line and our bench. He did say we're going to defend against Bayern for sure. Part of the game is you have to defend, and we're going to defend tomorrow. Absolutely. We're going to have to. We are going to have to, you know. They will be aggressive for us. We have to be really, really calm. He said, I've been here at Bayern, and I know the mentality of this club. It's everywhere. It's in the skin. A comeback is possible. I said, we've been 6 out of 7 years on top of all competitions and still we are there. It's great to be in these important games. Tomorrow, then the FA Cup semi-final, Streets of Final, then Arsenal next week. I have no doubt how much these players want this success. Goes back to what I was talking about at the start of this video. This week is huge. This next 7 days could be massive for Manchester City. You know, that's interesting there. Pep spent 1 minute simply nodding and shaking his head without saying a word to one question on insight to players. He then breaks down to, yes, what's he on about, man? He's such a weirdo. But yeah, this week is huge. Absolutely is. And Bayern, we can't take them anything other than seriously. The Barcelona thing's mental, isn't it? That scandal thing. I've seen it kicking off between Real and Barca. Absolutely crazy. I mean, the Liga's in the mud, isn't it? It really is. Guardiola, of course, that's about Haaland. He said he's adapted so quick. And I think he's getting better. I actually believe that's true as well. We'll get onto the team lineup in a minute. But of course, Foden being back is wonderful news. I can't really see anything when it comes to the team other than the same as last week. Let me get my keyboard here. My little keyboard. I mean, when we get to the team, can anyone see any changes from last week given the players that were rested? I mean, let me just get Johnny Stones. I mean, I actually know what. I think Stones will be playing sort of there, actually. I can't see any changes at all, man. I just can't. It feels like what we're used to. This will be Ederson. That will be Ake. This will be Diaz. That'll be Kanji playing right back again, I reckon. Like they did the other day with Stones going into midfield. Out here will be Jack Grealish. This will be Gundo. That'll be Rodri there. KDV, that says. You understand the gist. Bernardo Silva, I think, will play again. And I think Haaland will play through the middle. I can't really see any changes because I don't think we need to make any. It makes an awful lot of sense. We could see Mahrez playing the counter. There might be something in that, but I think once again he's going to try and lock down that side. And when you've got Bernardo Silva, there's a massive chance of doing that. So I think that's what we will see. And to be honest, it's the team that will do the job. Like I can't really complain. That team were excellent the other day. Is a physical team. We know Stones will kind of drop there into midfield every now and then, where you want the man of the match. I think it was telling that they played Stones. a bit more centrally as opposed to out the right back, because I feel like they decided that Akanji would be a little bit better with his pace against the fullback or the wingers, and I think it was a good idea, to be fair. Stones is brilliant, but he's not the quickest. He's not the slowest, but he's not the quickest either. And Akanji is a little bit quicker. So I think that makes more sense playing Stones there. He will step up there every now and then. We'll see this, of course. KDB, as always, linking up with Silva. That way, Bernardo, they'll drift out and Silva will cover around here and whatever. KDB will be crossing the ball into Haaland, of course. It just works. It just works. And I am pretty confident about this, man. I'm pretty confident. The way I see it going is I think City will weather the storm a little bit. I'm expecting Bayern Munich to be aggressive. Come out aggressively. Maybe they will score. But I wouldn't be surprised if it ends up 1-1 or 2-1 City. We're going to score. We could even pick them off again, genuinely. We could pick them off again. You know, they could come at us. It could end up being like a 3-1 or something like that when they really get aggressive and chase us down. But we're just a little bit too good for them and, you know, a little bit too strong. And to me, that could be really exciting, man. It could be exciting because this City side has got so much brilliance. And then we could be staring down a potential semi-final against Real Madrid or Chelsea. Now, currently, I'll jump over to here as I'm doing this video, of course. You guys are watching this. Chelsea have had the upper hand so far against Real Madrid, according to the stats there. A couple of shots. They need to score 2, but Real Madrid are likely going to go through here, aren't they? You think they would do, because, you know, they're a better side than Chelsea. Oh. I am knackered today. It's Ruben's 6 months today, by the way. 6 months birthday. So we went to a safari park. It was great fun. But I'm tired. But I think we're going to go through, man. Final shout for Circl. Once again, you can enter now by clicking the link in the description below. If you want to, go over to Circl right now and get involved. 18 plus to enter, don't forget. Fingers crossed some of you guys can enter and get lucky. Fingers crossed as well that you get involved in the City versus Bayern Classic Shifter, where the jackpot is paid out full time. It's really good fun. 18 plus, don't forget, you'll be UK based as well. Guys, thank you for watching this video. I will be live with Circl tomorrow during the watch along. Let me know your predictions and scores in the comments below. I'm looking forward to it. It should be fun. Come on, you Blues. We're going to win this, man. Comfortably. Up the Blues.